This is The Weekly on ClickOrlando.com with Justin Warmoth.
This morning on The Weekly, manatees dying at an alarming rate in January. 87 deaths statewide, 35 blamed on cold stress. That's 5 times as many as last January. The rough start to the year, adding to a deadly 2017. So I went to SeaWorld to find out more about the challenges manatees are facing. Behind the scenes at SeaWorld Orlando, a rehabilitation facility dedicated to Florida's marine life. The 5-acre rescue center, which is now open to the public, treats ill, injured, or orphaned sea turtles, birds, and, of course, manatees. At the center, you'll see some sea cows with cuts and bruises from boat strikes, others dealing with illness from red tide, and orphan babies getting the proper nutrition.
Cold stress. I've got boat impacts.
And when he isn't rescuing marine life, animal care supervisor John Peterson is there as well.
You could take everything that a manatee can possibly get into, and because SeaWorld's one of the largest rehab facility in the U.S., we're going to have it.
But early this year, cold stress is the leading contributor. January's Arctic chill killing 35 manatees statewide.
It's been a year. Manatees have had really good successes in some ways, and we've had some real challenges. And one of the challenges we hit this year is the weather. This cold weather that comes in and then leaves and goes warm, and this isn't only in Florida. This is across the entire eastern seaboard. We've responded to manatees up in South Carolina. We've responded to calls that are down in South Florida. This cold weather that comes and leaves and comes and leaves is really hard for a manatee to know it's supposed to go home to a warm water source.
Although they look blubbery, manatees actually have very little body fat. Most of their bulk is dedicated to muscle and internal organs, and that makes them very sensitive to cold water. That's why you'll often see them cluster around natural springs or warmer canals when temperatures drop.
You look at a natural spring is going to come out somewhere between 72, 73 degree water. That's what a manatee needs to survive. Now, if you take that and you take a manatee that is small and you put them into cold water, let's say just to give a temperature in the 60s, that animal is very quickly going to get into cold stress.
Just last month, researchers counted more than 6,000 manatees in Florida. But that number isn't necessarily indicative of a healthy population. According to FWC, 2013 spiked with 830 total deaths, but last year's total of 538 was the most since then and the third highest in history. 155 of those happening in Central Florida waterways, too. Brevard County saw the most deaths by far, with a total of 111. 12 from cold stress, 13 from boat strikes, and 55 were undetermined. Volusia County ranked third in Florida, with only 1 coming from cold stress, 13 from boat strikes, and another 13 were undetermined. January 2018, though, was deadlier than the first month of any of the previous 5 years. 87 total deaths, 35 from cold stress.
Cold stress is like hypothermia in a human. Outer extremities are going to shut down. They're going to start pulling their blood back to their core organs to stay warm. And this animal is either going to suffer severely or die. One of the two is going to happen very fast with them.
Peterson says another contributing factor last year was red tide, which was especially bad in Gulf Coast waterways.
Once you're in a red tide, these manatees literally are in a life and death situation. The toxins react very quickly. It's very easy to reverse. Get them into clean water, get them into clean air and clean food, and you can reverse that toxin. But red tides are interesting because they come and they go. And they're devastating if they get in the right spot. They can knock a population really fast and kill a population. But that is something that from now until probably the ends of Earth, red tide's always going to be there, and we're always going to have to figure out how is the best way to handle it and how we can help these animals the quickest.
Just last year, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service made a controversial move, reclassifying manatees from endangered to threatened. Some called the delisting a milestone. Others said it was premature because of possible regulation cuts, including those that protect water quality. While cold stress and red tide are serious dangers, boat strikes are as well. In fact, 2016 and 2017 tied for the most strikes ever recorded. But Peterson says only a handful of Florida boaters are responsible.
You've got a lot of waterways in Florida, and you got a lot of great people out there that are having a lot of fun in their boats. And when you mix boats, waters, and manatees, you're going to have accidents. There's 2 parts of this that really people don't get. One It's the boaters out there that are calling us about these manatees when they're injured. They find them. They're 90% to 99% of all people out there on their boats are doing everything right. They're looking to see how they can help. They find a manatee, they call it in. There's that small percentage that maybe don't follow those wake zones and they run into a manatee. That's not our biggest challenges. You know, the challenge is that we're growing into our waterways. We are covering our waterways with docks and boats and people, and we've got to learn how to live in conjunction with the animals in that waterway, not just have the fun we want, but remember everything that's underneath that water.
Peterson says it's hard to predict what 2018 will bring when it comes to manatee population, even after the record death toll in January. But he says his team will be there whenever they're called to rescue Florida's most docile mammal.
What's it like when you're able to return an animal back into the water?
I'll tell you, I mean, I say this all the time. One of the best days you can ever have in my job is when you've hand-raised a baby manatee and you've been able to return it back out, and you hear later that it had a baby of its own, or it's out doing really well eating with a group for the males. You know, that's the best day. I mean, I have that luxury. I've got a lot of bad days where we get animals that are really hurt that can't make it, or we have to make a decision to help them that's not the easy one. But those days when you get to walk out on there and you let that animal go and you know it's going to do well and you hear later how good it's doing, it's a perfect reason. I'll give you a quick story. You know, we had a manatee named Georgia that we rescued back in 1996 from Brunswick, Georgia. That's how she got her name. We rehabbed her as a baby manatee, returned her back to her natural environment at Blue Springs State Park. And for the next 14 years, she had 6 of her own calves, and 3 of those calves had calves. If you want a really cool day, get a number like that because you had your hands on an animal that was dying, and now it put 9 back into a population of 5,500 at the time. That's a good day at work.
And at last check, February statistics have not been released, but with the warmest February ever in Central Florida, researchers say cold stress-related deaths have certainly dropped. We will keep you updated. Now, coming up this week, we're also staying on top of the federal trial of Noor Salman, the wife of Pulse nightclub gunman Omar Mateen. Jury selection started Thursday and continues tomorrow, but it could take quite some time before a jury is seated. News 6 investigator Mike DeForest tells us why.
This case could come down to one juror who takes control of the jury. Tell me about her.
In the CBS TV series Bull, Michael Weatherly plays Dr. Jason Bull, a psychologist who studies prospective jurors to understand how their minds work.
Dr. Bull profiles every juror, their behavioral patterns, what they click on, likes, avoidances. Then we create a mirror jury and run mock trials. Dr. Bull knows how they'll vote even before they do.
Real-life jury consultants may not have the same high-tech tools as Dr. Bull, but they are frequently used in court, including the upcoming trial of Noor Salman, the wife of the Pulse nightclub gunman. Federal prosecutors notified the judge that they've contracted with a consulting firm to assist with the review of the jury questionnaires and conduct searches of public records and social media.
I know in my heart I could have been an honest juror.
This prospective juror was booted from the jury pool during George Zimmerman's trial 4 years ago after defense attorneys discovered this Facebook post discussing Trayvon Martin's death. The juror previously wrote, "Justice is coming," and called the Sanford Police Department corrupt.
If the only charge was first-degree murder, who here would vote to acquit Casey Anthony of first-degree murder?
Several months before Casey Anthony's trial began in 2011, jury consultant Richard Gabriel assembled this mock jury for the CBS program 48 Hours. The experiment accurately revealed that some jurors might have a tough time believing Anthony murdered her daughter.
I think it was accidental.
I think it was accidental.
Accidental how, though? What happened?
However, unlike the real jury, most of this panel thought Anthony was guilty of involuntary manslaughter.
So you can see why picking a jury will certainly be difficult, especially with 650 prospective jurors to sift through. News 6 and ClickOrlando.com has everything you need to know about this case. Head to ClickOrlando.com/Noor Salman trial right now to read the latest updates from the federal courthouse. And 3 times a day, News 6's cast of legal experts will join us for a live stream discussion. Those sessions happening at 8:30, 12:30, and 6:30. Also on ClickOrlando.com, last week, News 6 anchor Matt Austin traveled to Tallahassee in our push to drive change and make texting and driving a primary offense. It passed in the House, But it won't go to a vote in the Senate, and that's because it's being blocked by one senator. Here's Matt's exchange with State Senator Rob Bradley.
So tell me, all right, why are you killing the texting and driving bill in the Appropriations Committee?
Well, let me say, first of all, Matt, you communicated with me personally, and I appreciate the concern you have about this issue. I'm sorry that you had this incident occur where you got injured. And let me first say that distracted driving while you're texting is dangerous. It can even be deadly. And every Floridian should take personal responsibility and not do so.
And that's not the only thing we're watching as session comes to an end next Tuesday. Gun control on the local, state, and national level continues to be a hotly contested debate. We'll be watching to see if any legislation is passed in Florida. That'll do it for us this morning on The Weekly. Remember, for the latest news, weather, and traffic updates anytime, just head to clickorlando.com. I'm Justin Wormuth. Have a great Sunday.